around the 15-minute mark, we'll jump back around into another grubfish, okay? So in the meantime, how about you give me a little background, Coleman, on yourself, when you got into crypto, when you got into Wax, when you got into Warsaken, and what your duty is now with Warsaken.
Awesome. So I got into crypto, let's see, it's been about 3.5 years now. I was working with I'm a firefighter and paramedic. I was working with a couple guys, and they would not stop talking about Bitcoin and ETH. And I had mined a little bit back in the day. It was through a pool, and I wasn't able to claim it. It was that little. But once I started talking, I was like, wow, Bitcoin's still a thing. I started learning, and I kind of dived in and just started stacking little bits, as much as I could. Listening to Bad Crypto podcast, getting some information, and those guys were big on Wax. They launched Blockchain Heroes on Wax. So I came in, Garbage Pail Kids, it was way back early when I had my 2-year anniversary on Atomic Cub a few months ago. So I've been in Wax for over 2 years. Started buying little by little, spending time in the auction house, just trying to buy really cheap things and flip them, increase my Wax holdings. And just learning more and more, got into all the projects that were launching, as many as I could. And then I got involved with Warsaken on the outside. Like we said, it started as a card game, a tabletop game, and I was doing some lore writing. I'm also a writer, and so Brandon and I have known each other for a long time, and so he brought me on board to write some of the stories of Warsaken. And while they were getting ready to do the physical launch, I was so deep in the blockchain, I went to them and a couple different times kind of nudged them pretty hard and said, you should really look at this blockchain thing. And eventually we sat down, we looked at it, and we formed a company based on Ian Digital, which is the digital arm of Eclectic Nerds, which makes Warsaken, and we launched it on the blockchain. So we are on Wax. We launched in December of last year. Shortly after that, we started giving away loot based on staking. So we have a passive staking system. So any cards you have in your wallet count towards your rank, and based on your rank, you can claim loot daily. You do have to go in every day and claim it. We wanted to keep it's a loyalty token, and we wanted to keep people involved and reward people that are coming in. So you do have to go in daily and click to claim it. Mm-hmm. We've been working on developing Blitz since then, and we just about 2 weeks ago launched our beta version of Blitz. So you can come in and play the game. The Warsaken deck is 65 cards. That's both for Warsaken Standard, which is a more typical strategy game, 1 leader, 4 territories, and then 60 cards in your arsenal. Blitz uses the same number of cards, but you want to build them differently because with Blitz, it's a matching game. It's about a 10-minute game. Once you have your deck, it's pretty easy to learn and play. Building the deck right now is a little bit of an entry point, but we are going to talk about that, and probably on the next clip, or maybe right now, actually, whenever we want to do it, I'll kind of show the basics of building a deck.
Yeah, you want to jump into a screen share?
Yeah.
And I think that would be a good start. Maybe just a quick overview of how to build a deck, how to get started, maybe the minimum things that you might need, and then after that, and then we'll go into the project. I mean, you can show the video too. You mentioned a video. Anything on the website, you can show that. I think that would be probably better. I managed to get the chat up. Hey. I don't have the view count up, but right on. All right, so if you wanted to screen share,
I'll show the cards in a minute. We'll share the hype video. If you go to warsaken.com, there's a hype video. It's 45 seconds, and it's really gets you amped up. I'm just going to go right into this. Is the tab I have sharing right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump in here. This is our app. It's also the site you'll find.
It's doing that loading thing again. How did you fix that before?
Oh, it is? Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. Go in and start sharing this again. So if you go to warsaken.cards, it's the same thing that you'll find on our app. Is it still loading now, or is it going all right? Let me close my Twitch. Maybe that'll help. That's weird. We had that problem when we were warming up, and then we fixed it, but now it looks like it's out again.
And it says it might be lower quality. Well, if you wanted to just use the video Ninja, you can. Coleman, if you wanted to use that same link, of the ninja,
Yeah.
and then just a separate tab, I mean, and then just share that, and
Cool.
that, I can get it that way. We're trying to do it on Discord. I don't know why it's giving us problems, but
Yeah, we had it worked out a minute ago. All right, so I'm gonna go into this link here.
bear with us, y'alls.
All right, how about now?
All right, I'm gonna bring that in right now. All right, we're good. We're gonna
Okay,
use
you can see
this,
what
with this version now. Yeah, go ahead and explain away. Sorry for
If you
the,
go to Warsaken-
the blurry quality is a little bit blurry, so but I'm trying to like zoom in if you're looking at anything smaller. So go. All right.
All right, I won't hop around too much. If you go to Warsaken.cards, it's our app, and you can download just the link and put it on your desktop, and that's how the app works. So you can go right to it. That's where I'm at right now. We've got a store where you can buy packs. We've got a collection where you can see your collection and see all the cards, and then battle, which is where you go to play games. So I'm going to jump into collection here, and it'll pull up my collection automatically because I'm logged in. It's just a second to load if you've got a slower connection. If you just want to see all the cards and not specifically what you own, you can go to find, and it'll just show you a version of every card in the deck without pulling up what you have or what you own. So there you go, each card just a full art version. I'm going to go back over here to decks since we're talking about Blitz and deck building. I've got 4 decks I'm working on, 2 of them to beat Grevinator. A lot of people in Legion know who that is. I haven't played him yet. Hopefully I don't know, maybe we can meet up in the tournament. It'll be epic. And then 2 other decks I've been playing Blitz with. I'm going to jump into... Actually, I'll show as if we're starting a brand new deck. So if you come to this screen, there's 5 slots here. I haven't built this last deck. So if you wanted to come and build a deck, then you would just go to one of the open decks and click it. And then you either double click it or you click edit. It's a new deck. My break deck.
Nice.
So I edited the name there. It'll show you as you go down some details. These do not work in beta, but they will work eventually. Some statistics. It'll show you cost distribution. In standard, this is going to be important because you don't want a bunch of cards that cost 7 or 8 resources to play. You want to have a balance. So a lot of this stuff is analysis for standard that you can skip. But the first thing you want to do is add a leader. So I'm going to push plus, and then it pulls up all of my leaders that I have. And I'll go ahead and let's go with my blood foil leader. Let's go with a flex here. So when I click on him, it's going to pull up all of my Raikou Ito cards, and I can choose which one I want to have displayed as my leader. So I'm just going to go with this one here. It's a nice flex to have a blood as a leader. And then you have to add it to the deck. And then it lets you pick which deck. So add it to my main deck. So now I've got a leader in my deck. So that's one card. It does take 65 time, well, unless you use duplicates of cards, but you do have to add them all individually. I'll show you how to add duplicates in a second. And then you go and add territories. So click plus on territories. And I need to add 4 territories, and they do have to be different. So let's go with some gold. We'll do golden farmlands. Click on that. And then add it to deck, the break deck. And then I've got to add 3 more territories. So you need a leader and 3 territories.
So where are you
I'll just add
getting
one.
these cards? Are they in your wallet, or or they have to be owned by you for you to pick them here?
For now, they do have to be owned by you. If you own a card and you add it to a deck and then you transfer it, you either sell it or trade it away, it'll still be in that deck, but you won't be able to play with it. So own the cards you're playing with.
Okay, so you're building a
So the
deck
way you can get
based on
cards,
what's
booster
in your
packs.
wallet. Okay.
Booster packs have 18 cards in them. They're $4.99. Actually, we have a special going on right now where we have priced Wax as if it was $19.99. So the packs are basically on half price as long as Wax doesn't go up. We really believe Wax is going to go up eventually. and we'll be able to, get our make the money off we would have by selling it at this price. Anyway, they're on big sale right now, basically. So yeah, I'm not going to territories at this point. I'm going to move on. So you need a leader, you need 4 territories, and then the next category it gives you is forces. And so I'm going to click the plus here on forces. And it's going to pull up all forces in my wallet. And it has them stacked. You can see I have 12 specialist Dexter Smiths. The first.
There it is.
I think I'm here. People can hear me.
Yeah, I think we're good. Hopefully. I don't know why it cut out to begin with. So thanks for everybody's patience, but we will carry right on. We're talking about building a deck. We're talking about how you needed the cards in your wallet, and then you can go there and start building what you need. And then you said that you'd start with a leader. So what? And then just a quick overview again on what card types go into the deck. You need 1 leader, and then what else do you need to play Blitz?
Yeah, 1 leader, 4 territories, and then 60 cards. And you're going to want to have 15 sets of 4 card sets. So 4 copies of each force that you put in, 4 copies of each morale card that you put in, because you want to make matches of 3, and so you want to put 4 of the same card in your deck. And so a total of 65 cards.
Okay, a lot of cards. All right.
Yeah, and the best. So you go and you add 1 at a time. You add your leader. You add 4 territories. Then you add your forces. You just pick one at a time and add them in. The best place to really learn about it is our Discord. If you jump in, there's always someone around there. We have some videos on how to build a deck, and always people to help troubleshoot if you're having any problems.
All right, 1 leader, 4 territories, 60 arsenal cards, says General Discharge. Of course, General Discharge streams all sorts of Warsaken stuff, so go ahead and follow him as well to really keep up. We're barely gonna graze it here. We're gonna act like noobs here for this stream. So carry on.
Yeah, we can jump in and play a game if we want. I can talk a little bit more about that, but yeah, the best way to build a deck or to get help, if you need someone to answer any questions, is go in our Discord.
Discord has everything. Okay. Yeah, if you wanted to just start playing a game of Blitz and just kind of slowly go through the steps. Obviously, you guys, if you're brand new to this, you're not gonna get everything all at once. But there's a lot of different AMA streams of different kinds, and they go into a lot more depth. So we're just gonna try to graze it here. For Warsaken Blitz, that's a 1 versus 1, right? PvP. So you're gonna play against one other person.
Exactly.
Who will that person be? Did you have a contender already?
I went to battle, and I'm going to click Start a Match. And I'm going to pick the deck. Let's just play with my Colors of War deck. And it'll give me a code. I'm going to paste the code in the chat. And the first person to jump in and play me will be who I play. You can send that to a friend. You can post it in our channel on Discord and wait until someone jumps in with you. In the future, it'll be automatic. Oh, here we go. We got a professional.
Oh, who is that?
That is General Discharge is playing against me.
Oh, I didn't even see your name there. Right on, General Discharge versus Coleman. Now, whenever Coleman's playing, we'll take it a little slow and just kind of explain what you're doing and why you're doing it, pretty much.
So I rolled. If the dice comes up for you, then you roll first, and I rolled a 3. So it drew 3 cards for me automatically. I started with 8, and it drew 3. So now I also get 3 actions. If you see the cards with the red border that's shaking, like Stolen Blueprints here, then it means that that's a set that you can play. It is an intel card, and I could use that to mill 6 cards from his deck, and or to wipe 3 cards from the table. So I'm actually going to hold on to those because intel cards I like to hold on to and play a little bit later. I am going to I'm going to put down a weather card. So you click it, it'll pop up, and then you can click play. And I'm going to get a force down just so I get a couple cards down. You have to make matches of 3 of the same card, and then depending on what type it is, that's what happens. And so this is a weather card. If I can match 2 more ideal conditions, then I'll get an extra turn. And it's going. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. There's like a lot of lag going on, but what are you gonna do?
All right. Yeah, when I try and share this, it tends to go slow, so sorry about that.
But basically, the card that you're playing down there is actions, right? Or the called actions, and you're rolling a dice, and it tells you how many you can do.
Yeah. Yep, it'll draw cards for you, and then it'll give you actions. I turn off my animations and get things moving a little smoother. Okay, so I'm going to end my turn, and it'll pass over to him. He'll roll the die, and he'll get draw that many cards, and also get that many actions. He's a fast player too. He's played a lot of games of Blitz.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, Warsaken.
So I'm going to go into settings over here. And while he's doing...
So what we got going on right now? Oh.
So we do have a playlist. I'm trying to get to where I can... I thought I ended my turn, but I don't think it did. So I'm going to go back there and see if I can end my turn, and then let him play while I turn off animations. See if that speeds it up a bit. Lagging.
Well, we're getting some visuals anyway. You see that there's a die right there in the center. That's what you're rolling. Whenever there's no lag, it's actually very cool looking, very smooth animation. It looks like you're actually sitting there playing the cards, which I really like that. And then you roll in the dice.
That really gives you the tabletop feel of being across the table from somebody.
And the die is going to tell you how many cards you can draw, and then also it tells you how many actions you can do. It does both, right?
Yeah, exactly. So he put some cards on the table, so I'm going to play an intel match. I click that little red button in the corner. It's going to play all of my cards of that type, and so it's going to play all 3 of them at once, and then I get to choose. Either I can bounce 3 from the table, I can make him discard 3 from his hand, or I can mill 6 from his deck. And I'm going to 3 from the table. I'm going to try to interrupt what he's going on here. So I'm going to bounce 1 of these. Action, because he's, if he's got a 2 of the kind there and he's just trying to make the 3rd one, if you bounce one of those off, then it really sets it back.
Gotcha. So whenever you get 3 of the same type, that's going to give you those options. Now you can do what you just said. You can bounce, play against what he has on his card. So your goal here is to like find matching types, which will give you that choice. And then the overall goal is to take out his cards that he's got laid down there on his side.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's different ways to compromise his leader, because you can't attack the leader until the leader's compromised. You can either knock his morale down, you can knock out all his territories, you can mill his whole deck. So those are some options to get to, and then you can take out his leader. You need a force match to take out his leader.
Yeah. So we're going through this very, very quick. If you're familiar, you know what's going on. If you're not, this might seem like whoa. But it's actually, I watched some videos and it's fairly easy to pick up the Blitz version of it. So basically, there's cards other than the ones he's playing. Like right now, he's looking at his hand. But like the ones on the table, there's like 2 rows there. You have the row that's closest to you, and that's going to be your deck, your leader, and your different cards there. And then you got your second row up top, and that's the ones that he's matching the 3 types with. And your goal is to eliminate the other player's row that's closest to him, his deck. But you can't do the leader until last. So that's when you win, whenever you can take the leader out. But you're going to take away the other cards out first by matching up your 3 types and then choosing what to do. So there's actually a lot of different strategies on different things to do, and I haven't actually played it myself yet. I only did some video watching. But from what I gathered, that's a very general
Fun game because, like you said, there are strategies. It's quick enough where once you have your deck, you can learn it pretty fast, and it won't let you do anything that's against the rules. So if you just try to match 3, and then it'll say, do you do this or do this? And so it's walk you right through it. I'm gonna try and turn off my animation, see if that speeds it up even a little bit more.
Will there be a split screen style Blitz Battles channel on Twitch? Well, I like. As far as Twitch goes, you and the whole Warsaken team have been so into this Twitch streams and community. You have Warsaken Wednesdays. You got General Discharge that does pretty much nothing but. So, you can do. I'm sure there's a lot more playing happening of actually playing on stream and things, and it might even be more official as you go, a split screen thing. So that's really cool.
Be cool. We're gonna have the option to watch people play. You can click the watch button like in the actual app and watch a game. So yeah, it goes back and forth. It's crazy how many times it comes down to the last turn. You're like, oh, next turn he's gonna win, or I'm gonna win no matter what. Like you have the card you need in your hand. You just need one more action, and then he finishes you off. It's like, oh, you got to be kidding me! I was that close. So a lot of games end up coming right down to the wire, which makes it fun. Makes you want to jump back in and beat the guy.
Mm-hmm. And the cards themselves they're animated too. That's what I was saying earlier. They look so professional because like the actual NFT and the cards, they like move around on them and things. It's really cool looking.
Yeah. So I played a force match there, so that lets me take out one of his territories. So I'm going to target his owner card. He's flexing on me with that owner card there.
Oh.
Oh, I thought I was going to be able to. So I get to pick one of his territories. That's what the force does. It lets you take out one of his territories. This is one of the best cards in the game. This owner card lets him claim 200,000 loot every day just for having this card.
Oh wow, he's got a nice card.
Get it out of here. No more flexing on me with your owner card.
So the force cards are actually,
I don't have any of those.
As far as this game, the Blitz goes, the force ones are really good, huh? You can force any of them whenever it's your turn.
You can win a game with just force cards because you just take out one territory at a time and then his leader. Like that's the simplest way to play.
But you're still matching up your 3 types to make that choice, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So there's different ways. And what we're saying by that is there's different ways to actually take out the territories. And the force card is, I guess, the easiest way, and it's the only way to take out the leader. So once you get down to the end and the leader, you have to use a force card then. Match 3 force cards, eliminate a target, yeah. But what are the other ways to take out the territories? There's the morale thing, right? And what else is there?
So you can see his morale is 14. It's in the corner. If I knock his morale to 0, then I can go straight after his leader.
Oh, okay.
He has 39 cards in his deck. And if I take that down to 0, so if I mill that entire deck and he has 0 cards to draw, then I can take out his leader. So there's different options.
So those are options to skip the other territories and go right to the leader then. But there's no option. There's no way to eliminate territories other than the force.
Force cards. Actually, a WMD will take out 2 territories, but that's all it can do, and you can only play 1 per game. And so, let's say you have like different WMDs in your hand. Once you play 1 set, the rest of them are worthless. You can't do anything with them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna put. I don't like it. I don't like to put WMDs out early because they can get bounced out and they're pretty powerful. But I'm gonna throw some down here just to play a little looser right now. Make it through the whole game because it is going kind of slow. But yeah, you get the idea. People are able to see.
Yeah,
some of the effect.
right. And if you guys go there and play yourselves, it's gonna be smooth. It's gonna be really cool. You can also see some other videos too and stuff. We're just having a little lag now, but it's a very cool animation 3D card playing strategy. The booster packs that you're winning is 18 cards, so they're gonna be like random cards to play and build your deck with. What is the first wave upgrade? What does that do for you?
You can claim loot every day based on how much XP you have in your hand, and so an upgrade card will take some common cards and upgrade them so they're super powered, and you get a ton of XP, which lets you earn more loot. So they're used for upgrading, and they really. I got myself in a corner. So I can only have 4 sets down here on the table in the war zone, and so I want to play this card, the XTPC. But I can't because I have nowhere to play it, so I got myself in trouble there. So I can use 1 action to draw a card back into my hand if I want to make some room to play some other cards.
Alright. So there's a few actions to do. It's not only put down a card to make your matches. You can do some choosing. You can take 1 back if you want. Or what are action options? What are there some different things you can do with your actions?
You can only play cards or draw cards to your hand is all you can do with your actions.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull this one back to my hand.
And the reason you might pull them back is to make space for another set, right? Is that the reason you might pull back a card?
2 out there on the war zone, and he bounces one of them, and you're like, well, shoot, now I can't match that card anymore, so I'm just going to pull it back to my hand so I can try and match some other cards. So yeah, if he bounces some of your cards, maybe you don't want that taking up a slot anymore.
Yeah, because the war zone has a finite amount of slots, right? 4 of them or something?
Exactly, 4.
Okay, there you go. So if you're
really cool because as the game goes on, you can see I have 8 cards in the war zone. He's got 3 right now, and I have a bunch of cards in my hand. He has 13 in his hand. So we're like ramping up. Like this is escalation, and it's getting closer and closer. Like if you draw 4 or 5 cards now, you're probably gonna be able to play a couple different matches.
Nice.
So as you get farther in the game, it gets more intense, and the moves are bigger, and it picks up speed. Lagging so bad, guys. When I play myself just with other guys, I don't lag. It's just when I try and share my screen at the same time.
We did try to share on Discord share. For some reason it wasn't connecting. I think it could be at the internet speed as well. But so yes, you are seeing a little lag here, but you're getting a good sense of what's happening anyway. A very general sense of it. We're kind of trying to explain the basic rules. So but this is called Blitz. This is like the quick surface level version of Warsaken to get people, and I think it's great. It's a great thing that you did here to get some new people just kind of jumping in, having some quick games like this. Now you can focus on this, but the actual full Warsaken game is a lot more than this, right? Like there's a lot
more. It's great for the blockchain. Exactly, yeah. Standard is a lot more, like it's pretty simple once you get your deck and you start playing back and forth. But in general, it's more of an advanced strategy game, whereas Blitz, is meant to come in, play easily, play a game in 10 minutes, another 1 or 2, and then you're out. So yeah, we're really happy with this because it's such a fun game to play. But with the same deck, the same cards, you can come in and play different games depending on what level you want and where you're at in the, in the
Standard is much more complex. All those card texts, for example, come into play. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, some people don't want to get into so much, you know, to learn, but then other people really like to dive into something in depth. There's lore in this. I mean, it's really all, especially if the card text come into play. There's a lot involved with like the world building and lore going on too, which is cool. And for a tabletop game, people that like tabletop games, they do like them complicated, like to where it's something that's going to take a lot of just a big experience. It's not going to be just quick and like this is. So it's cool to have both worlds. Is the standard game already ready to play too? On Wax?
Yep, it's ready. Well, no, not online. We're building it on after we finish Blitz. We're gonna finish building it online.
Okay. Well, this is the right way to start anyway. Because I can't jump into the standard one. That's too much for me. Even this Blitz took me a little bit to kind of figure out without playing myself. Because you said like it walks you through while you play, so that's nice as well. And you made a point. Whenever it's this Wax version, there's no way to cheat really. You just or you don't even have to completely know the rules. You're not gonna do a wrong mistake because their options are right there. You're just gonna choose what's possible and do it. So that's kind of nice for new people too.
I got a lot of options here now. Let's start with the force set. So you see I drew 6 cards. I have like 10 different cards I can play right now in here, which is a good place to be in.
Awesome.
I'm going to take out another territory, then I'll play a weather set and get another turn.
Yeah, there's a lot of thanks General Dischart. War Never Changes. You're throwing in some tips and rules in there. To let some of the newbies kind of figure it out a little bit. Yeah, your dice kind of gives you your actions and your cards, and then you're using your strategy to what you want to do, and you're trying to match up 3s, and then once you match up 3 of a type, you can choose to do some things with that. And your force cards are the ones that they're going to eliminate territories. Yeah.
Stage in a game with 6 can really change everything.
So looks like currently he done wiped out 2 of your territories, and you wiped out 3 of his. The crossed out cards. Yeah. And
morale is down to 6, and so if I either played a morale set to get his morale to 0, or a force set to take out that last territory. So I've got 2 options here. Because each territory you knock out takes some morale down. It depends on the actual card that you knock out based on the NFT.
Okay. So that's how you take morale down. You're taking out territories, and depending on which ones they are, they're going to have a number that takes the morale down. So if you manage to take all of his morale down before you clear them all out, that's when you can go for the leader, when his morale's at 0.
Exactly. So I'm actually going to do that right now. Oops, I clicked the wrong one.
And also a tidbit is the morale that you have for yourself. How did that number come about? That's based on the number on your leader card, right?
Exactly, yeah. So some leaders are better at
starting the game.
Others.
So whenever you start the game, you're going to start with the morale number based on what your leader has. So one person can have more morale than the other, depending on your card. And then, as you see as part of the game, when you take out territories, it takes your number down. So if your leader's really not the best leader, your morale's not going to be very good. If you have a really cool leader, it's going to take some effort to take all that down.
If you have, let's say you have a bloodfoil leader or something you're really proud of, but it's not the best leader, are you going to play with it for the flex, or are you going to pass on that and play with a different? Here I chose, you can see Ziana has the pink border there. She's a special edition that we made, kind of based on Instagram, and I thought it looked cool, especially with all the different colors I have in my deck. So that's why I chose her for this deck, just based on how he's or how she looks.
What's up, NFT Andy? Shout out to NFT Andy. And yeah, you made a comment on your profile. I've mentioned that before we went on stream. It's like I knew that the profile pic is from the game. It's a leader. But it's funny because you always kind of just imagine the profile pic being the person, so you're a leader.
I thought I had metal titanium guns. Is that what it was? And now you're surprised I have 2 titanium arms. All right, so if I play a weather match, then I get an extra turn, so that's a really good one right now. That's not me on the profile pic, unfortunately.
They modeled the leader after you is what happened.
This is sorry that I know it's kind of, everyone in the wax space right now is kind of an early adopter, though. People who are playing beta are used to some glitches and stuff. So everyone's awesome. Thanks for hanging with us and rolling with us through the lagging.
Yeah, and the issues earlier of just getting connected. Community's awesome. You guys are Wax community is just top notch. I've been blown away for the past few months. So even when we have problems like this, you're still sticking with us, and that's just beautiful. So thank you for being here. While we're playing a game of Warsaken Blitz. Here after this Blitz, whenever we see who's the winner, we'll do the next grub. And then after that, we'll just do a little Q&A. I got some questions lined up, so just be kind of casual after that. We got a little gist of it here anyway.
Oh boy, it's getting close. You can see that both of us are very close. Like the next one that puts together a horse match is going to win this game. Oh, and a 5. That should be it. This should be over now, people.
Should be over now. So you took out all of his territories, or is his morale at 0?
I took 3 territories, and that was enough to knock his morale down to 0.
Okay.
So now I'm going to play a weather card and get another turn. Freezing rainstorm card. Oops, not nuclear blast. Freezing rainstorm.
Freezing rainstorm. Look how beautiful that is.
They love the art. So as I mentioned, I'm a firefighter and I work in the mountains, and so when we go to fight a fire in the middle of winter, that's what all of our fire engines end up looking like. They're just dripped with ice. It's completely covered with everything. It's a mess. It's a mess. There's no point in me playing morale card at this point. I'm just going to end my turn, even though I've got 3 actions, because all I need is another. Playing super strategically, the best thing probably would be to take up my EMP discharge, the WMD, and just make another room for force. Oh, I didn't get it. I'm going to draw these back to my hand. Yeah, I thought for sure with rolling a 5 and having that weather for an extra turn, I thought that would be it. So this might be it for me.
We're about the end of the match.
Yeah.
War Never Changes says, the puzzle mechanic on this app is pretty neat. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. We do have a new collab every single week. So, next week will be Taco Racers through Digicon. It's going to be fun. And, of course, there's big prizes on the Warsaken one. And, yes, 24 seconds is extremely fast, but people do score that fast. It is possible.
He got me. He knocked out my leader. He played a force and knocked me out. Thanks for the patience. Good game. That was right down to the wire. We
thought you'd get it. Oh, look at so General Discharge took out all your territories and then took out your leader with the force card. So there you go. Now what happens when he wins? Does he get anything other than the glory? Is there anything?
He will eventually. He'll be able to earn prizes. He'll be able to earn XP and loot, which will be great rewards for beta testing right now. He just gets to brag now. I beat him last time we played. Now he's got the upper hand. So
yeah, so we are. Yeah, I guess it's in beta. Boy, it's a good quality game for being in beta. I tell you what. I mean, it's ready. It seems like it's ready to play and go. That's awesome. I'm in debt to him, not the other way around.
I can't say enough good things about our design team and our dev team. Yeah, like you said, this in some ways it doesn't look like, in a lot of ways it doesn't look like a beta test, like the animations
it looks
and
like
everything. Yeah.
like a high quality. Like I said, it looks like a AAA game. Like flat out, looks like an actual video game. I mean, it's a card game, but how it's all laid out and everything. The fact that you're on Wax is so cool. I mean, it's so cool. The Wax fam loves it. It's very promising future, I think. So, and then of course you and Brandon and anyone else, is all about community. You're always getting on streams. You do this Warsaken Wednesday. You have been forever on other streams. So just awesome. That's awesome. That's what you don't get from a AAA game. You don't get the team actually chatting with the customers and doing all of what we do here on Wax. So that's just so exciting to be a part of.
It is a lot of balance, but honestly, our favorite thing is just come and hang with the Legion. We have so many friends from all over the world there. It's cool. Just come in and chat, play a game, whatever. It's always it's always fun to just hang out with new friends, old friends, whatever.
That's awesome. I love it. All right, let's go ahead and do a Grubfish, and then I don't know if you wanted to show anything. Like NFT wise, I mean, we could look at some cards and things if we wanted. Other than that, it'll just be some questions. So let's go ahead.
Do you want to show the hype video? It's at Warsaken.com.
Right.
It's just what shows at the top of the screens. So if you've got access to that, you can probably share that easier.
Yeah,
than I
I probably wouldn't. Yeah, I'll bring that up. 75 people in the group, that's what I'm talking about, you guys. Go ahead and join !play in your wallet. And we'll do the Grubfish and watch this video and answer any questions. And then after we sign him off, I'm still going to do 3 more Grubfish after that all 3 have another booster pack prize on them. Thanks to Coleman for giving me so much. I mean, so thank this guy for giving us all the prizes. So that's
to do it. Yeah, we've been trying to get this together. You're a hardworking dude. I know you've been scrambling. You're always scrambling to get the next guest, get the puzzle ready, get the prize. And you and I have been going back and forth for like 6 weeks now, and finally made it happen. So
it worked. Yeah. We rescheduled a few weeks ago, but it was fun. It worked out just fine. So yeah, thanks for coming on. And yeah, I'm also working a real life job. I actually worked 12 hours last night, if you can believe that. I worked from 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. and then get the puzzle and stuff out. Got to bed at 1, so I'm over here a few hours of sleep. But very excited and happy to be here anyway. I'm going to play the video after we get back. Our prizes for this Grubfish will be the same as the last one. 1st, 10th, and 20th, I'll get a booster pack. Yeah! Booster pack has 11 cards. So if you get a booster pack, you can already start building that deck, start playing that Blitz, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, thank you for being here. Appreciate the prizes, says Puzzle. Absolutely. And you won't be at Digicon with your own booth, but we will. And the game is actually going to run through until the following Monday, as will the bounty block. So I'll have that on our booth, and any Warsaken fam that wants to go to Digicon and doesn't have a place to hang out with some other Warsaken fans, you're welcome to come to our booth and see who's there. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and do the grubs. Bada bing, bada boom. If you wanted to take a bathroom break or anything, there, Coleman, you totally can. Actually, I think
I had to run and grab something off the shelf I want to show off in a minute here.
Okay.
When we come back after this grub, maybe I'll show off a cool thing I have here.
All right. I actually have to go to the bathroom pretty bad, guys. So I'm gonna do that. I will BRB. You guys can go ahead and play the Grubfish. 1st, 10th, and 20th. That's the ones that you're wanting to get a booster pack. So here we go. A good of luck. I says, a good of luck.
Not stand next to me. I'm going to be grub exploding, so you do not want to be near me. I'll keep chatting it up while he's gone. If you want to see more cards, Warsaken.cards is the place to see both your collection. If you click on the Find button, it will take you to all of the cards in the set, all 268 cards in set 1. Genesis of Conflict has 268 distinct cards. We are working on set 2. It has been all the way designed. We're just finishing up the art, and so I don't know, we're maybe 6 months out from set 2, which is Savage Escalation. I did catch, someone made a reference to that earlier in the chat. I did catch that. That was a big WMD. Lost you, break man.
Hey.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I had to hit the bathroom real quick, y'all.
You might have stopped streaming. Got a notification. ConsumerBreak is offline.
What the crap? Okay.
Yeah, Puzzler said, thanks for your patience. We'll get back online ASAP.
I have no clue why that happened. I didn't hit it. All right. We're back, I think.
And we have winners.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, I'm back, right? Y'all see me, hear me? I don't know why it just went off. I didn't hit stop streaming, but I guess when I went to the bathroom, it's stopped streaming.
See you, I see me, I see some hilarious comments in the chat. You guys are hilarious, cracking me up. Before it even started, basically.
Oh, well, crap.
Yeah, we're having
a grand old time today on the streams. All right, y'all. So you guys don't know what happened, but we do have results. So congratulations because we're gonna keep the results. We're not gonna do it again. Bart Brew, Joe Nash, and Zuby Joe. These are names that I don't even know. So thanks for being here, y'all. You guys get a booster pack. You guys get the booster pack. All right.
Very cool.
So let's go.
I got something to show.
All right. You guys can join again. Sorry, I went offline. I didn't even know I went offline when I went to the bathroom. You missed the whole grubfish, but we're back.
Someone asked if I was going to make a metal deck. Since I'm a fireman, I don't want to, it's going to be fireproof. I wanted to show off something we actually already have. So we made a limited edition Genesis of Conflict set. These aren't made for playing because there's one of every card in here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so, cool thing about this, every card in here is foil. And I don't know if you can catch the light on the stream.
Oh, yeah, I'm blowing you up. Look at that. You got some real life cards.
Foil. Yeah. So there's only one card of each card in here, and so you can't play with them because you need multiple copies. But I love holding foil cards. I used to be a baseball card collector and other cards.
Oh,
foils are always beautiful. It's the holograph.
Yeah, it makes it look like it's the wax version, the animated version almost, because the shine.
Cool?
The shine is glimmering when you're moving it. It looks like it's animated. Yeah. I love it. It's beautiful.
Exactly. And the way that our design team built that variation, that was one of the hardest ones to build. Actually, was the foil prime, which is minted to 1,000. It took a lot of variations to get it exactly right, to make it so it felt like you're holding the card, like it's a foil card from the old days in your hand. So, yeah, I really love how those turned out. The good news is with the Kickstarter that's coming up later this year, probably. all the cards in there are going to be foil cards, is what we're planning. So hopefully we can pull that off, but that's what the plan is. So everything you get in the box on the Kickstreamer for the physical game will be a foil card.
Awesome. Really cool.
I'm Coleman. Brandon's a different dude. Answer that question.
All right, let's. I do have a few questions here.
All right.
Where was the video at? I'm at Warsaken.
Yeah, and it should just pop up on the main screen. Just kind of take over the whole screen. Go to Warsaken.cards. Yeah, go to Warsaken.com.
Oh, whoops.
So .cards is our app, and that's where you can interact with everything. That's where you can claim loot. That's where you can see all of the cards that you own or don't own. Warsaken.com has our white paper. It has information on the tables.
This video. Yeah. I got the screenshots for the puzzle from here.
Yeah.
Which, hey, that's actually a kind of a fun bonus fact. I usually make the puzzles from content, but then sometimes I might get some photos from like Pixabay, royalty-free ones. So like, some people might have thought that like the tank and the helicopter stuff on the puzzle is like some royalty-free. No, it's right from their website. They got it going on. They got their look at that beautiful content. That logo on fire. I love that part. So that's what I did for the puzzle and also the stream background. Oh yeah, look at that. It's so cool. So cool.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So Warsaken.com has information on like our loot tables, different aspects of the game, and then Warsaken.cards is the app. Discord, which you've shared a link to a couple of times, is the best place to get any answers. Any time of day you go in there's going to be someone to greet you, someone to answer any question you have. It's such a cool space. We've worked hard to keep it family friendly. Keep like we don't have arguments, we don't have like personal disputes in there. It's a pretty chill space, fun to hang out in.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you want community, they got a roll in chat community. If you want any help with the playing, if you want any help or suggestions, tips on building your decks, anything like that, the community's there for it. So that's awesome. Do you guys trade things too? Do you have trading channel and people are into that too?
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
Because if you're trying to make matches of 4, you don't want to go buy everything off of Atomic Hub, there's always someone to trade with, it seems like. Especially if you're just going for base card, those are pretty easy to scoop up.
All right.
As far as shipping to India, somebody asked, I'm not sure where the Kickstarter will ship. So if Kickstarter generally ships to India, then it should. I know we've got a lot of countries, but I'm not sure which ones they are at this point. Sorry, I don't have that answer yet.
Okay. So you might have, some questions might have been answered in chat, or I guess potentially while I was in the bathroom. So I'm gonna just roll some here. What are you guys planning to do with 6-to-1 dice rolls?
We are addressing that. The dev team's looking in to see if the dice rolls are random or if there's a pattern or anything, and it's just one of those beta bugs that we're checking out right now.
Okay.
They are aware of it, and yeah, and they'll get back to us on it.
DH Roan had a little trouble. The profile reads card owned. Tick Blitz deck isn't full. Not too sure, but if you have some issues, just give some more specifics in the Discord or something, and somebody can go.
Yeah. Yep. That's one of the things about playing beta is it's not going to be nearly as smooth as what we have planned long term, obviously.
Can an all-weather Randman says, can an all-weather deck win at Blitz? Well, you need a force card, right?
Need a force card, exactly.
Gotta have a
So
force
if you have
card.
all weathers, and even one force isn't going to do it because weathers can only give you extra turns. They can't knock out territories. They can't knock morale down. They can't mill a deck. So
Okay.
they'll make a game go on forever. But it won't win.
What's the player capacity planned for both Blitz and standard modes?
Player capacity?
Yeah, isn't it 1 versus 1, right?
Eventually, well, if you have the cards on the tabletop, then you can play with as many people. You could put 6, 8 people around. 4 is kind of the limit because once you put more than that, it just kind of takes forever. But yeah, then you can play 2-on-2. You can play 1v1v1v1. So, but we're not planning on bringing that to digital yet, just because of the logistics of putting everybody on the screen. It's so crowded. We don't know if it'd be a good experience. So we've thought about it because on the tabletop you can. Digital, we're gonna have to see if we can make it work.
Mm-hmm. One step at a time, especially where Blitz is really new. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be like modifying anything based on community feedback and data as well. I know that all your rules and everything's all set in stone, and it's very, very well thought out and put together already. But as it goes, you're going to be testing and different things, and if there's ideas or if there's ways to improve, I'm sure you'll be doing it. I already saw some improvements of the look just by itself, the look of the game. From some early videos of this year compared to now, they do look a little different. It's kind of cool. Am I building a deck? I do have cards. I do have I bought a booster pack of my own and some things off the market, but that's as far as I got other than watching videos. So I've not built a deck or started playing yet. Maybe I'll start, but I can't really put time into games very much. That's kind of my shtick. I want to put more time into other things, but it's just a little hard with all the things to do as a creator. But it's very cool and exciting, and I do have some cards, so maybe I'll try to see what can be done. If you struggle, contact me. I can help. Yeah, absolutely. General Discharge is a great streamer that's doing a lot of Warsaken stuff. Anybody that wants help, I mean, if you're talking to me, then sure, I'll do the same. If I need help, I'll hit you up. But anybody watching, if you're trying to get into this game, you're finding it interesting, even if you don't, if you're not super into the card games, a lot of people are really into this game and find it to have a lot of potential. So, no financial advice. Don't buy NFTs only because of your expectation to profit in the future. But they are good cards to have, compared, even if you were to trade them or something. Like, it's a good community to start jumping in. Even me, where I didn't know anything about it just a few weeks ago, and I don't really see myself being a gamer or card player. I'm still like, oh, look at all the hype around this. I want some of these sweet cards. Also, they look really cool. I want some of these sweet things, and I went and got some. So, there's also some very cheap ones on the market if you just wanted to just pick and choose some things. And our bounty block actually has entries for holding some of them. So if all the equipment cards, you're actually going to get an entry for every equipment card that you own, and they're very cheap on the market. So that's one thing. Any other questions? I don't really see much more. We mentioned the split screen. Yeah, maybe if there's other ways to showcase the game on streams that's efficient, like you mentioned, a spectator mode, anything for the community to watch people and demonstrate in better ways. That would be really cool.
We have Warsaken.tv. If you go there now, I think it takes you. I think the only guy. I think it highlights General Discharge. He's our only official streamer at this point. But yeah, we have plans to have so you can catch streamers. Just log on, catch streamers any time of day. Hopefully, be able to find people to play and stream your own games, stuff like that. We have a lot of plans down the road, all based on, of course, making the game as good as we can, and then everything we can to support a really cool game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, General Discharge, you might be the first one to kind of do it the most efficient way. So if you end up figuring out how to organize kind of like some split screen ways to watch or whatever it may be, keep an eye on that Twitch channel for sure. And then you're also always doing stuff on NFT Gamer TV and on Left Action House. So those are good channels to check out for Warsaken Wednesday as well. Spectator mode coming soon. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Is there any word on dates for... you brought up the Kickstarter. Do you know anything about maybe when that will launch, or maybe the online version of the standard game? Or is that kind of more just when we get there?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to say any
Okay.
dates on the Kickstarter, but I will say we're hoping sometime in November. So that's
Oh,
our
that's
plan. We
not
do have a date.
far.
Yeah, it's not far at all. So we have a date in mind that we're shooting for that I think will hit, but I don't want to put it out there quite
No, yeah,
yet.
no, that's fine. Don't put actual dates, but that's
Yeah.
exciting. That's sooner I thought. I thought maybe it's a next year
Can't
thing.
I can't wait to get in and click support. You know, sign me up for 5 boxes.
Oh yeah,
Give me that early
oh
bird
yeah, I'll get a
special.
box
Oh,
just from those cards you showed us. That was really cool. So
yeah.
the Kickstarter you can buy. I guess you can buy packs or whatever on the Kickstarter, right? Is that how you'll be doing
Just
it?
going to be one set, and the really cool thing is, it's going to have everything you need for a whole bunch of things. Blitz, standard. We have a version called Cabal where you're playing against pre-built decks, so you're playing one player against the table, so you can just play on your own. It's got draft boxes in there. It's got counters. It's got dice. Like everything you need. It's this really nice. It's got play mats. This really nice box of everything all in one. So we're not going to have
Oh,
a bunch of different levels
nice.
and options. It's just going to be like, here's everything you need for Warsaken, set one,
So
and it's
it's
just
like
a
oh,
conflict.
kind of like a collector's edition box kind of thing.
Yeah,
Do you
and
know?
everything's foiled. I don't know if I should throw out a price, but so don't
Okay.
quote me on this. But we're under $200. You know, it is a lot to get in one pack, so it's not like going down, you know, to the Walmart and buying a game off the shelf. But for what you're getting, we think it's going to be a really strong price, really good competitive price.
And yeah, and the quality, like we said, like the quality of the cards is really beautiful. There's a lot of strategy involved with the game, and the creators, look at them, like we've said earlier, the creators are all about it. So think of it as supporting too. So it's not just a matter of buying to get the game. It's a matter of supporting the project if you like what they're doing. So that's really helpful. I mean, a Kickstarter is a big deal. You have that funding goal. You're trying to reach the funding goal. You're trying. It's a
And
lot of promotion going on. We ran a Kickstarter years ago. It wasn't that successful because it takes. You have to do all that promo. You guys know that Kickstarter will not bring buyers to you. You have to do the promo.
right.
So that's exciting. I mean, definitely we'll be checking that out. Absolutely.
Cool. And we do have a marketing partner that's already signed on with us, and they're ready to go. So we're
Oh,
working
there you
everything out
go.
with
That's
them.
what's up.
Yeah, it's almost all lined up. I think soon you'll hear announcements, official announcements with dates and with all of the details.
Okay, so stay tuned for a tabletop Kickstarter, and I guess the online wax version of standard will be just in due time. You have plenty on your
Yeah.
plate with the Blitz, so this is where the focus should be, and hope to get a lot more people playing and seeing some strategies and seeing some streams and tournaments happening. Somebody just mentioned there's an ongoing tournament, a Blitz tournament. Can you give
Yeah.
details on that?
Yeah, and it's community organized. We have 4 or 5 people in our community that have just bootstrapped this. Just they've set up rules, they've set up brackets, they got everybody
Oh
to register.
yeah.
We're in round one right now, so I have my game tomorrow morning. Drabs was in watching us. He's another streamer. He was watching us earlier, doing some scouting on me, I'm sure. So him and I are playing tomorrow morning in the first round, and I went out last time we did a tournament in the first round, which was annoying. So hopefully I make it at least to the second round this time. One other thing about standard is that everything they're building for Blitz is going to play over to standard. Like deck building was a huge thing to build where you can go in and
Oh
we're still
yeah,
working
yeah.
on.
That I didn't think of
Yeah,
that question, but that's a good one. So you'll be able to use your Blitz card just on standard the same exact way. You already have your
exactly.
cards.
Yeah, and it'll be a different deck because you're not going to want the same types of cards, but the deck building process is the same, and so we've already built that. The
Okay.
layout of the board and how everything interacts and comes up, you know, the effect of a card just coming up to the middle of the screen, all that is already built, and we were using it for Blitz. We're also going to use it for Standard. So Standard will be actually quicker to build than Blitz, surprisingly.
Okay. But there'll be a whole lot more rules and things to think about, and probably the length of the game is a lot longer and whatnot.
It's about 30 minutes, and the really cool thing is it'll give you options of what you can do and what you can't do, which will be really great.
Okay.
So you don't have to know the rules in and out. You know what I mean? You have to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of know how to get it. And we're gonna have some pre-built decks people can come in and play with. We're gonna have free to play and play to earn, where if you have a certain NFT, then you'll be able to create decks and rent them out. That's coming further down the road, but it'll bring people from the free to play and the play to earn scope into it. So we want to bring everybody across the aisle. It's a game we want people to be able to sit down with their friends, sit down with their dad. It was originally built as a game you could play intergenerationally, where you could bring families together. And so that's what we're going for. And we want to make it as available to everyone who wants to get in, whether they're huge strategy people or whether they just like the quick and easy Blitz game.
Both options, yeah, and I'm sure both of them will be played a lot too by the different people and the time in the moment so some people might like both, but they might want a quick game or they might want to sit down and do a long game. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And hey, my roommates are actually into tabletop board games, so we'll definitely get one and try to play it here too. That's cool. We had you on here for a while. We've answered quite a bit. Anybody else, if you got any like last minute questions, now's your time to do it. We will continue with 3 more Grubfish games before the stream ends, and all 3 of them will have a booster prize for number 1, plus some other prizes. These other collections down here will pop up on those, so that's awesome. Thank you very much, Coleman, for coming on. Working through the IT issues, and that goes to everybody watching too. Thanks for sticking around through our problems at the beginning, and we actually, and once that solved itself, I guess it was a very nice stream. I think we reiterated the game a bit. I think I even learned a little bit more just from like the visuals and everything, and thanks to the help of General Discharge there too. Very, very interesting, very exciting strategy card game based on military modern warfare, which is also kind of different. A lot of times those types of kind of strategy games where you own your deck and you're playing with them, it's usually more fantasy like
exactly.
Well, I don't play any of them, but you got the Magic the Gathering one and some others. So it's cool to see the modern warfare spin on it. Everybody likes Call of Duty, so that's kind of, hey, we're doing a card game that's kind of like Call of Duty with strategy. Yeah. I like it. I love it. So, and I'm sure all the people watching love it, or they wouldn't be here. I think we'll sign you off. Do you have any last words for the fam?
Just a huge thank you to the Legion that was here and everybody else in the audience. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Appreciate you sticking with us, and you, Breakman, appreciate you having us. I know you're working hard, and you did so much work behind the scenes to get this set up. So huge shout out to you and everybody watching. Thanks all for coming.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, and we have of course the puzzle, and I'll show it again and stuff. But we got the puzzle game, the bounty block, lots of prizes on those. Those are all gonna run for about 10 days, so till the end of DigiCon. All right. So with that, it was great to have you, Coleman. We'll definitely be in touch, and anybody is welcome to go into their Discord, throw in questions, or just chat with the community. Become part of the Warsaken Legion. All right. So have a great day, and we'll see you around there, Coleman.
Thank you. See you around.